and I will be your tutor for today. Now, in our previous lecture, we look at how to bring two supply functions together in order to perform some further computations on that, and then we calculated for our coordinates, and then we use the coordinates in order to deduce our points, right? And then we use the point to plot our supply curves. I hope it makes sense. So that one, we said that when we have been given two supply curves, we put them together and we get what is called supply, market supply. Today is of no exception. Today we are going to put demand function and supply function together, the two of them together, and we perform computations on that. I hope it makes sense. So let us go straight to the board without wasting much time. A market analyst estimated both the demand and supply functions of possible series to be QD equal to 110 minus 10p and QS equal to 5p minus 10. Represent these functions on a curve. So we are going to represent these functions on a curve. And I told you that before you can represent a function on a curve, you need a coordinates or coordinates. I hope it makes sense. So we have to first calculate for the coordinates of demand, and then after that we calculate for coordinates of supply, and then we represent the two of them on a curve, one single curve. Please, we don't represent each one on a single, like on different curves, right? All of them, the two of them, we represent them on one curve. So we're going to get quantity demand equal to quickly 110 minus 10p. Because of time, when QD equal to 0, P is equal to, okay, when QD is equal to 0, we are going to get 0 equal to 110 minus 10p. I hope you can see that. QD equal to 0. 0 equal to 110, right? So we are going to get change of subjects or grouping of like terms. We are going to get 110 equal to minus 10, which is minus 110. Minus 110. So we are going to get minus 110 equal to 10p. So divided by minus 10, and then minus 10. This one will cancel this, and then this one will go here 11. I think it's 11, right? So P is equal to Ghana 11 series. Ghana 11 series. Let me punch it on my calculator to check. We are going to get Ghana 11 series. So representing it on or in a coordinate or point form, we are going to get Q is 0 and the P is 11. So we are done with when QD equal to 0. So when P equal to 0, when P is equal to 0, when P is equal to 0, we said it. We said that when P is equal to 0, we are going to get the autonomous demand. So QD is equal to 110. So we are going to get representing it in a point format or coordinate format. We are going to get 110 minus P, which is 0. Right, unit here, 110 units, right? So these are the 2 points for demand function, for the demand function. So we are going to do the same thing to the supply function. I hope it makes sense. So supply function quantity X, quantity supply is equal to 5p minus 10. You see this one, don't be confused. We have just interchanged it. I hope it makes sense. Mathematics, you can do it in any way that you want. You can bring this one here minus 10 and then plus 5p. Don't be confused. We are saying that this one could be anything, but this one, the one that attaches itself to the price, it must be positive. I hope it makes sense. So when over here I did Q, when QD is equal to 0, I told you that you can do them interchangeably. P also could be equal to 0. I hope it makes sense. Let me try that one here. When P is equal to 0, quantity supply is equal to the autonomous supply, negative 10. So my point will be Q and P will be negative 10 and then P, which is 0. This is the first coordinates for quantity supply. I hope it makes sense. For quantity supply, I think I have to clean the question because you already have it. Right, nice one. So we have the first point for quantity supply, and that's it. So the second point here is that when P is equal to, so when Qx is equal to 0, when Qx is equal to 0, we have 0 equal to negative 10 plus 5P. So we bring this one here, we get 10 equal to 5P, we divide here by 5, divided by 5, this one cancel this, we get 2 Ghana cedis P. I hope it makes sense. 2 Ghana cedis P. Nice one. Now we can represent it in the coordinate form, which is Q equal to 0 and then P is 2 Ghana cedis. So quantity supply, let me use blue marker so that you see them. Here is quantity supplies coordinates. Quantity supplies coordinates. I hope it makes sense. Now these demand coordinates and these are the supply coordinates. So we can plot them on a graph. I hope it makes sense. Nice one. We can represent them on a graph. So let me draw my graph here. Let me draw my graph. Here is Q, here is P. Let me first plot demand. 0, when quantity is 0, price is 11. So price is 11. And here when quantity demand is 110. Please, we are sketching. So 110, price is 0. So demand function will be like this. Demand. Now let us plot the supply function. We have negative 10 and 0. That means here will be extended a bit to the negative zone. Negative 10. Negative 10. And then negative 10, 0. And then 0, 2. Quantity is 0. And then price is 2. So here will be 2. I hope it makes sense. So drawing the supply curve, that will also be like this. Look at it. The supply. Let me use blue marker so that you see it well. Let me use the blue marker. So supply will start from here and pass through here, and then cut the demand line and represent here with S. I hope it makes sense. Now look at it carefully. Look at it carefully. We could see that the supply curve cuts or is cutting the demand curve at this point. So let us trace here, down here, and let us trace here to this part. So we are tracing the point here. Let me represent the point with letter E. I hope it makes sense. So we trace it to the P line and then we trace here to the Q line. I hope it makes sense. And that is what I'm going to introduce to you in our next lecture. I hope it makes sense. Over here we call it equilibrium. Equilibrium point is the point where the supply curve is cutting the demand curve. I hope it makes sense. So having understood this computation, in our next lecture I'm going to introduce to you what is called equilibrium, with the concept of equilibrium, and then from there we look at shortage, surplus, then we look at consumer surplus, producer surplus, and total revenue in the economy. Once again, my name is Table, and make sure to get for yourself possible series. Subscribe also to the channel and click the bell over there. God bless you. Bye-bye.